All right, so I'm doing a backpacking prep for a trip in the near future going to Yellowstone, and I thought I'd just do a loadout to show you the operation of what I've got going. This is going to be a quick little video. I've got my backpack fully loaded. It's been a bit since I've been out, a little, as you can see. So what I'm going to do is just show you all my stuff. It's way more fun live, that's for sure. It's, yeah. This is public, so guess we'll do this. Okay, so what I've got here are my trekking poles. Start with these guys. Black diamond hiking trekking poles, super handy. Love these things, they're very easy to telescope. I use these for skiing, trekking, just about everything. It has adjustable baskets. I've got my buff I put on my head, 2 pairs of socks, and my fleece jacket, and my liner gloves because Yellowstone is already dipping into sub-freezing temperature. I always wear a long sleeve shirt. Everybody says it looks like an interview. It's kind of fun, honestly. So that's just how it is there. Got my hat. It's called the Boonies hat. Keep the sun off and hopefully the bugs. Otherwise, we'll see how that goes. Another pair of gloves, because again, it's going to be raining and below 30. Could be snowing. And then also, got my headband here. And this guy. Booyah. Love this setup. I had that for 25 years. I'm going to be hiking in long pants. Always do that. Got my Andy Bauer trekking gear guide pants. That's pretty good. And I'm going with the light shell jacket, just the Eddie Bauer First Ascent, nothing too crazy because I want this light. Okay, so now I'm going to share this out to a couple people. All right, share. Hang on, I'm just sharing this out to a couple people. Good. Because normally I don't live stream, so we'll see what happens. All right, my backpack here is fully loaded, and I've got the Z-Rest. I'm just bringing the 3/4, and I want a good night's sleep. So I bring that guy. I'm going to completely unload my backpack and show you all the tricks and kit. So top down, you can see my backpack's terribly dirty. It's kind of fun, honestly. All right. So, Garmin GPS and sunscreen, toothbrush, toothpaste, and I break down and actually bring deodorant. I know some people say, but I just find this kind of demoralizing to smell horrible. So I get tired of that. Got my first aid kit, pocket knife, a little bit of paracord. Yeah, there's that. The all-important bug juice. Holy smokes. Don't want to go without bug juice. Okay, up top, going for 3 days. I've got my headlamp, recharger, and I decided not to bring my camera. I'm just going to rely on my phone, so we'll see how that goes. It's battery banks, pretty easy to do. And then bear spray. I won't have it in the Ziploc, obviously, when I'm hiking, but I will have it there. And then my water treatment, I use Aqua Myra. That's how I roll. And there's the other bear spray, because I'm going for a while in Grand Teton. Just how it is. And then the bottom, non-critical get to stuff. Well, it's really critical. Toilet paper with wet wipes and all that. And then, old school, the compass and the map. They don't fail, unlike the phone and your tech. So there's that. And that's all on the top of the loadout. Now, normally when I'm backpacking in the summer, my base weight is 12 pounds. However, I'm going into Yellowstone, and there are bears there, and normally I would be using my tarp shelter, but I don't want to deal with the bears, so I bring my tent. And you might say, yes, Aaron, the tent will not stop the bear. Fundamentally true. However, what is also another truth is if you're not out and visible, sometimes you're just not that interesting to bears. So that's why I go with the theory of I'd rather be invisible to the bears than visible to the bears. That's why I'm going with friends in Yellowstone. I'm not going by myself, simply because I don't want to deal with that, and having a big old live crowd is way better to go. Okay, so what other goodies do I have in here? Camp shoes. Yes, I'm using my 5 fingers. I've got my Crocs, the water Crocs I have, but these are actually a ½ pound lighter, so I would just roll with that. And I start off with a thing of Gatorade. This is just what I sip from. Put it inside of my backpack, sip. Totally works. It's great. Anything else down there? Nope. That's it. Now we get into this. You'll notice I've got trash bags in here. I learned this in Patagonia. Instead of having the pack cover and dealing with all that, it's going to get wet anyway. I've got my stove kit. I've got my stove in here. Might as well show you that. Okay, one moment. Here, let me tilt this down. There we go. That's much better. Spork, Sparker, all that sort of stuff. My buddy actually made this stove for me like 25 years ago. Just a Pepsi can stove. It's great. Sparker in there. Windshield, pretty easy. And then it all just goes together. You can't buy these titanium pots anymore. Why not? I don't know. It's just how it is. Unfortunately. Highly recommend them though. They're super good. Okay. Man, oh, the food. Good grief. Ugh. The food's a lot of weight. I'm using a bear can instead of doing hanging. I can't stand hanging because if you spend half an hour, maybe you latch it and maybe you don't. I've got a chair, I've got my food in, I just throw it away and done. It's much less stressful. Clothing, sleep shirt. I'm gonna be in Yellowstone, so hopefully we'll hit some hot springs. Do we go nudie or not? I thought I'd go modest just for kicks. I'm bringing my puffy coat. Yes, I'm backpacking in late summer. Almost fall. Puffy coat, it's Yellowstone. Do not underestimate Yellowstone. Trust me on this one. Water bottle 1. I just used these 75 or 86 cent water bottles from Walmart. I don't use anything fancier than that. I don't want to use anything fancier than that. Here's the second one. I go with a full loadout. It's really heavy to start, but then I don't have to do anything for quite a while, which is nice. And like I said, I'm going with the tent, which is super heavy for me. 3 pounds instead of 12 ounces. But it's going to be raining, it's going to be storming, I already know this, and there are bears. Did I mention the bears? And because it's Yellowstone, I am not going with my summer sleeping bag. I'm going with my 0 degree or 5 degree or whatever antelope bag. I've used this in Greenland. It compresses down, it's much heavier in my summer bag. But if the storm clears out like I expect, the temperature could drop to 20 degrees, and I don't want to freeze. I've done that many, many times. Fuel for my stove, yes. Fuel for my stove. And my inflatable air mattress. Super nice. What else is down here? Oh, that's pretty much it. Yeah, and then my Arc'teryx backpack. Can't even buy this design anymore. It's got the rotatable hip thing. Probably it'll eventually break. But that is literally my entire kit for backpacking in Yellowstone for 3 days, going for 30 miles. Should be a good time. Going with a friend from Jackson Hole, Chris. She owns Haagen-Dazs ice cream in Yellowstone. In Jackson Hole. So it's a really good place, and she's got a bunch of friends, and she was gracious enough to invite me. So thank you very much, Christian. Really appreciate it. That's it. Now I just pack all my stuff back in my backpack, and like I said, this is way heavier than I normally do, simply because I want to have a tent, because I know the weather is coming in, and I know there are bears there, so that's extra heavy. I know it could get to 20 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 6 degrees Celsius, so I'm going to bring my heavier sleeping bag. I do not want to freeze. Let's see what else. What else is heavier? Oh yeah, and this heavy old backpack. Ugh. Yeah, it's kind of a pain in the butt. That's the thing, the lid stuff is crazy heavy. That's the one frustrating thing I find about backpacking is, well, and I've got two things of bear spray. We'll only have one, but I always bring two, because that way if I have to deploy it, then I have another for hiking in Grand Teton. Yeah, it's heavier than I like, but that's just how it is. So just to give you an inspiration, you don't have to go crazy on backpacking, even though it took me all day to put this together, because I've spread things out and done videos and all that. You don't have to spend this much money. I mean, this is crazy amount of money. So as a beginner, I can see this is intimidating. Don't be intimidated. Instead, think, hey, okay, what can I get away with? Go in summer, go in comfortable conditions, try and not go during bear season or in a place where there are bears, grizzlies. You can get away with black bears, but like if you go to Sequoia National Park, Yosemite, you have to have a bear can. They do not allow you to do bear hang. They can bear hang in Grand Teton and Yellowstone. And then, check out your local regs. But, anybody chatting? No, cool, good. All right, that's it. I just wanted to do some live stream, just kind of break stuff up. I will post this into my regular videos, so you may or may not see it immediately. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for all the years of subscribing. And hey, thank you very much. Man's name is Mohit. He's from northern India. He actually invited me there. He was one of the winners of my Motivated Amateur's Guide to Winter Camping. So I really appreciate that. I hope you see this shout out. Thank you very much. And also check that out. I also do fiction I do fiction, action, adventure, thrillers. I pretty much fictionalize what I do. My first book on the market, The Last Echo, if you want to check that out. It's pretty fun. That's it. Thank you very much for watching, and keep watching. More stuff to come.